First of all, happy to be here. Actually, I'm very happy to be alive. So, first of all, I want to thank Morgan for bringing me here to speak. When someone is matched for something, so he makes a special effort to do it. So over here, I want to speak. It's a double. There's doubled over it. The Avrechim here are obviously matching on the Torah, so they make a special effort to come and learn in this kollel during a time after Hanukkah when others call it a vacation. I'm not coming to knock anybody, but rather I'm coming to say the match of all the members of the kollel here. So once again, I want to thank Rabbi Morgan for arranging this. This Chanukah, many things. Some of the brachos have a new. Could be my bandage might be counted as a kippah, but I still want to make wear the. There's certain brachos which I say by Chanukah, which have a special meaning this year. First of all, Birchas Shehecheyanu. Actually, I went to a drasha on a shleishim during Ellisman. He spoke about he said that when we say Shehecheyanu, we're supposed to think about it. That it's a very, very special thing that Shehecheyanu, Kadosh Baruch Hu kept us alive from one time we made the bracha till the next time. So I heard that, I said, okay, yeah, very nice, and I'm nice and young. It didn't mean so much to me, but by this Chanukah, when I said Shehecheyanu, it meant a lot to me. Also, the bracha of Shas Nisan, we say Shas Nisan v'hem hazman hazeh. There's many Nisan I saw b'zman hazeh, and Al Nisan also we say b'zman hazeh. So, like everyone's waiting for him, I want to say over the story what happened in the shul over there, and then I want to explain a little bit more about it. So, that morning, actually, that was my minyan kavua. I davened there with my son, my 12-year-old son, and I got up to Shmoneh Sim Shalom right then. And actually, some people said that I should have, maybe I should have davened faster that day, so I should have got up to Sim Shalom. At least they could have asked for the Eibishter for Sim Shalom. But anyways, right then I heard gunshots, and I saw people jumping down. So I jumped down to the under the table, and there was bullets flying all over the place. I saw like bullets flying, banging against the wall, even though I was over in the front of the shul. And it was getting loud, but I didn't know exactly what that was. But there was somebody carried a table, was trying to like throw a table around. I just saw the table like flying through the air, and there was stenders and chairs and everything. I didn't know what was happening then. I only found out like a week later exactly that the total what happened during those 2 minutes was 4 people who were murdered. One of them was a very good friend of mine. But then it got very quiet. And the next stage was that, as my son said, I didn't see this, but one of the terrorists, the second terrorist, not the one that was shooting, he held up his big meat cleaver, and he held it up like now it's his turn. My son saw that, and my son was able to run away right at that time, so he didn't see anything. He didn't see the next stage, and the terrorist went around and he started whacking people with it. When he got to me, he hit me like 3 times on my back, my ear, and the back of my head. And then he went a little further, and I looked up and I saw. I had already said before he came to me. I already said Shema Yisrael. Like I didn't know if if the bullets are going to finish everyone off. But at that time I was lying there and I didn't know. I just looked up and I saw by the right by the stender where the Amud, opposite of the Amud, where usually people speak. The other terrorist was standing there and he was holding his gun. I noticed that his gun was totally jammed. He was trying to fix it. So right then I was looking at him, and then I took my phone and tried calling the police. I saw later it didn't really go through, but and then I looked further and I looked toward 2 tables down further past me, and I saw the terrorist that whacked me was just standing there. His back was towards me. So I made a cheshbon that this terrorist is his gun is jammed. He's totally harmless. The other terrorist, I said, was the other terrorist was his back to me, and Hashem gave me the koyach, and I walked over to this terrorist. I just grabbed I put my hands on his shoulders and just pulled as hard as I could until he started going down, and he as he was coming down, his meat cleaver fell down on the ground, and then an additional pistol fell down, which not everyone knew about. This pistol worked. That was the one they used to shoot their way out. So and then the other. As it was happening, the other terrorist came walking towards the one who had the gun jammed. He walked towards us, and at that point I didn't know what was going to happen with the weapons on the floor, and this guy coming over. I didn't know, but he got all upset and frustrated, and he just screamed at me in Hebrew. He said, "Lech mi po," like, get out of here. So I took the opportunity and I ran out the door. Even though people said to me afterwards, maybe I should have done something else, but that was, when I got out, then there was some people, like people were just like sitting around over that. They didn't know exactly what happened, because whoever managed to run away, they just ran. Like one person just kept them running on the street. People tried to stop them, and he just told people, like, I'm running. Like he couldn't even stop and tell them. He just kept them running. So when I came out, I tried telling everyone, like, there's a terrorist attack in there, like, they're shooting, do something, and they're like, no, if they're shooting, then we can't go inside, which makes sense, but I felt a little bit helpless, which is also, I felt inside a little bit, but then somebody came by and he gave me he took off his shirt, like Mamash, like the Gemara says, Limi Mal Kaspi. And he wrapped his shirt around my head, bleeding head, and he was able to stop the blood. It was a homemade bandage. And then the two paramedics came, 2 guys from Atzola came, and they tried helping me. One of them went inside, and the kids they put me in the ambulance. The second ambulance, the door closed. Then I heard more shooting, and I got scared at first that the terrorists continued shooting, but really that was already the shootout. Whereas a couple of seconds later, then the terrorists were shot dead. Also the Jewish policeman was also died from this, but that was basically the end. So when the person hears a story like this, it's not possible for me to think like that, but when somebody hears a story like this, that could be told over possibly maybe as like a matter of as something that has to do with tava, like naturally this thing happened, naturally this thing happened. I don't know. Personally, I don't know how anybody could say there's such a thing, but there is such a thing. I just some story. Also, with a lot of Nisim that they did that too. They tried to say it was the IDF acted and saved the whole massive, and they took out all the miracles out of it. But really, we know otherwise. It says there's a couple of lashonos, like we say Tev Lahidas LaHashem. This is could be Haidah, but also Lashon Moida. This is the same thing we say by Moidim. This is actually I thought of this Bart, and then afterwards I saw when somebody showed this to me in Pachad Yisrach and Chanukah, where Footnote says this. He says that Lashon has a double. There's two parts of that Lashon of Haidah. So. And a similar thing I want to say by Hakaras HaTayv. Hakaras HaTayv is used to mean to thank Hashem, to thank somebody. But the first step of Hakaras HaTayv is to makar the Tayv. So if a person wants to say to thank Hashem for, or to do Hakaras HaTayv to Hashem for the Nisim, he has to first be makar the Nisim. He has to be makar that this was Nisim from Hashem. There was no. This wasn't some natural occurrence of events. Now, to tie it to Chanukah more, the Rabbi Shmuel Goldstein, he says that the Yavanim thought that there was just Chachmas HaTeva, that was it. There's nothing more than that. There's nothing else aside from that. We know that there's Chachmas HaTeva, and chutz from everything was Talmud and Torah, was also is Meir Lanu Ma'alasas Ba'elam Hazeh Hamunag Al Pi Teva. That's how he says it. That the Almighty said the only Teva that we really the thing that Teva does is a Kadosh Baruch Hu fears this world with Teva Al Pi Teva. But then there's all the Nisim. So the Yavanim were machish the Nisim. They just say that everything's Teva. And the Torah says that. The Torah says it speaks about all the Nisim that happen, and we know that the Nisim continue to happen. So that's why also the Yavanim weren't slavel in the Asr Limud Torah, and they also asked Rosh Chodesh and Mila and Shabbos, because just in Katzer Mila is 8, which is Malam and Ateva. Rosh Chodesh is Al Pi L'Levana, and they go Al Pi the Shemesh. And Shabbos Pashat it tells us that we don't do Malacha, like Shabbos Kel, and the Yavanim don't they say it's Teva, everything is Teva. You want to do something, you want to have Parnasa, you work. It's no, they don't have such a musik. So they asked these three things, and along with the Limud Torah. And B'chlal, they don't believe in this, because they base everything in Teva. What we do is when we say Nisim, so again, I don't know how somebody could say this is not Nisim, but the difference is, in this case, in this story, the Nisim that I saw, that one heard of, were tremendous Nisim. There was just the fact that they came in to try to do maximum damage. They looked for a shul. People said over that they found a different shul first. There was 3 people davening there, and they said no, that's not enough. And they went to another place, and other places at 30, and there was 50 people supposed to be davening upstairs, but they picked that one. In the end, they killed 4 people. So that's. I'm not lessening the tragedy for us. We lost 4 very big tzaddikim, but I'm saying, relatively speaking, for what they tried to do, they tried to make a huge thing, and they got much less than they wanted. They got, compared to what they wanted, they got next to nothing. So this was all because a lot of miracles that happened, and how Hashem took away the seichel. They did very, very things which didn't make sense that somebody should do. First of all, they came in and they shot somebody in the hallway already. That was the warrant. Everyone in the shul already knew that something was happening. They started running away. Things happened that were tremendous nisim. The other day I was speaking to Rabbi Shmuel Goldstein, Shul Philadelphia, where I learned, and he said, I asked him, for these nisim that I saw, they seem to be nisim that nobody ever heard of. Are these nisim that are part of the nisim of the Zman Mashiach? And he was asking. So, but So those are tremendous nisim. The shell is the Ramban in Parshas Boy says that from the nisim on the first summon, efshel lahakir nisim hanistarim. So that means that if we want to makir the nisim every single day, like we say moedim nach, we say v'nisecha sheb'chol yom. So if we want to come to be makir the nisim every single day, we should look at nisim like this, or any of the tremendous nisim. Through that, we could mark the nisim of every single day. Nisim, when we say in Shmoneh nisecha sheb'chol yom, that means every single day. That does not go by a day in history without a nis. So that means that it's we have to mark them. Otherwise, stop saying wait a minute and whenever we don't know what we're talking about. We have to, the way to do that is to look at the tremendous nisim like there was that day. And if we don't do that, then the problem is that the Yavanim, like I said, was they believed everything in Teva. To them, it was almost like an Avodah Zarah, because Rabbi Chanan writes in Nikvas the Meshicha that what is Avodah Zarah of our days is not everyone knows what Avodah Zarah is. He says there's Avodah Zarah nowadays. Anything is a klal that anything which takes away from the hashkacha pratis of in any story is Avodah Zarah. She's describing what the media does, and they could say over the same story, and try to say that there was just something that just happened. So that means that sounds to me like that's what the Avodah Zarah of the Yavanim. They tried to say everything's Tava. So we obviously we don't want to fall into their trap and say everything's Avodah Zarah and say everything is Tava. Therefore, we have to look to Makad Nisim, and the best way to do that is to look at Nisim like this. They're so clear to everyone, and from that, the Makar, every little thing is a nace. That just the fact that this thing happened like this, and this thing happened like this, and you say from the last second the car stopped, and all these things are all tremendous Nisim, and we could Makar if we look at life the right way. Just one last short thing that Rav Reuben, the Rav of the Shul, Pilos Torah, he said when he spoke about it a week later or during the first week. So he said that he said people ask where was Hashem in the Holocaust? A famous silly question. So he said the answer is, he quoted from somebody. He said the answer is that Hashem wasn't somewhere in the Holocaust. Hashem made the Holocaust. A similar thing. And he said similarly. He said that people say, "Where was Hashem during the Pigor?" And the answer is Hashem made the Pigor. Hashem made the Pigor to teach us that we're supposed to come close to Hashem. Everyone's supposed to look for something to be mechazik, to come close to Hashem. Hashem told, apparently, Hashem tried to tell us other ways, and we didn't get the picture. So Hashem did it in such a way. And just I noticed that in last week's Haftarah Vayeshev, we at the second or third to last pasuk, because it just now speaks this out. It says that. In Mitoka Shefer Be'irim, Am Leishama, I think that's the lesson. And then it says, Am Leishama. And then the last part of the pasuk says, In Yesh Ra Be'ir, Hashem Le'asa, also B'tmiyah, which means to say that Hashem, every Ra that happened, Hashem really brought it upon. There's no Yesh Dim, Yesh Daim, and Hashem did it for a reason, because Hashem loves us and Hashem wants to bring us back into the right derech, and we can see this through the Nisim Hashem does together with it. Through the Nisim we see the Hava that Hashem still has for us, and Hashem just wants us to come back and walk together with Him. So I want to thank Hashem for Nisim to me and to all Klal Yisrael and Pelech and Chanukah.